Genesis chapter 19 verse 30 tells a difficult story. Lot and his daughters, recent refugees from the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah, found themselves huddled in a cave. They had witnessed unimaginable horrors: fire raining from the sky, the annihilation of their city, the loss of their community. They were alone, traumatized, and deeply afraid. Lot, a righteous man living in a wicked city, had been warned by angels of God's impending judgment. He and his family were urged to flee, to not look back, to escape the coming wrath. However, Lot's wife, clinging to the familiarity of her life, hesitated during their escape. She looked back upon the city, perhaps in disbelief or longing, and was consumed by the destructive forces. Now, in the desolate refuge of the cave, Lot and his daughters were all that remained of their family. Stripped bare by loss and surrounded by the echoes of destruction, they faced an uncertain future. Little did they know, their struggle for survival was far from over, and the darkness they sought to escape was closer than they thought. The weight of their loss pressed heavily upon Lot's daughters. They had lost their mother, their home, their entire world. Fear and uncertainty clouded their judgment as they looked to the future. In their despair, they concocted a plan, a desperate and morally reprehensible plan. They believed that the world outside their cave held no future for them, no hope of husbands or families. Their lineage, they thought, would end with them. Driven by this fear, they chose to intoxicate their father and commit incest, a grave sin. Their actions were a tragic consequence of fear and desperation. Trauma had warped their perception, leading them to believe that the ends justified the means. They sought security and a future in the most misguided and sinful way. This act, born out of the ashes of destruction, would cast a long shadow over their lives and serve as a stark reminder of the dangers of succumbing to fear and despair. To understand the choices made by Lot's daughters, we must consider the environment in which they were raised. Sodom and Gomorrah were cities steeped in wickedness. The Bible describes their inhabitants as exceedingly sinful, engaging in rampant immorality and depravity. Lot's family, though righteous, lived amidst this moral decay. While they sought to maintain their own values, the surrounding culture undoubtedly exerted its influence. The pervasive wickedness of Sodom and Gomorrah likely warped the moral compass of those exposed to it, even if unintentionally. While not excusing their actions, understanding this cultural context provides a nuanced perspective on the choices made by Lot's daughters in the aftermath of the city's destruction. The story of Lot and his daughters is a difficult one, filled with tragedy and poor choices. It's a story that prompts us to confront uncomfortable truths about human nature, our capacity for both good and evil, and the ways in which fear and desperation can drive us to desperate measures. Yet, it also reminds us of God's unwavering grace. Even in the darkest of circumstances, even in the wake of terrible decisions, God's love remains. He does not abandon us in our sin, but offers redemption and a path forward. While the consequences of our choices may linger, we are not defined by our worst moments. We are called to learn from our mistakes, to seek forgiveness, and to move forward with hope and renewed purpose. The story of Lot's family, though painful, serves as a timeless reminder that even in the darkest caves of our lives, God's light can still reach us.